Hey gang, this is Mike with my Real Estate Dojo, and today I want to talk about auction investors versus inside investors. I'm sorry guys, I'm a little nervous. I'm talking to you out of my heart, and what I want to do is inspire you guys to change your life and impact you. I'm unscripted, so I'm just a little nervous because I'm not a public speaker. I got an F in speaking class. But I start where I stand, and I come from my heart, and I want to impact your life. I want to change you. So I want to tell you, you have greatness in you. No matter what your last disabilities, no matter what your fears are, just like me right now, go out there and make your dreams come true. You live in the best country in America, guys. So let me get started correctly. What I'm going to be talking about is auction investors versus inside investors, okay? Now, when I said inside investors, some of you guys are thinking like a negative connotation, like, something illegally. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about inside investors is being close to the seller, okay? What I call a motivated seller, somebody that will give you a deal 50 cents on a dollar, somebody that will give you a deep discount property, someone that will do owner financing, someone that will let you buy their house for $1 escrow, etc., okay? Now, there's a lot of different ways to buy property, so I'm going to show you both the pros and cons of both sides. Without any delay, let's pull the curtains back and get started, guys. So the very first thing I want to talk about is competition. All right, guys, I can't spell. That's another disability I have. I can't spell, I can't speak, but I'm here, want to change your life, okay? So the very first thing I want to talk about is competition, okay? Now, when you go to the auction, there's a lot of competition. Now, let me explain why. Imagine that you're a fisherman, and this is a lake, all right? And you have all these fishes in there, okay? And I'm not really a good drawer, but these are all fishes, right? But the problem is that there's all these fishermen there with their little sticks. Right? And sure, there is deals to be made there, but as I talk about a little bit later, as an auction investor, there's a lot of competition, okay? And I'll talk about it later. But as you can see, because you're basically trying to fish with a bunch of other people just standing on the same exact pond, and everybody's fishing the same exact thing, okay? So, can you get deals there? You can. Can you get awesome deals there? Some people do. But on the norm, it's not that great, okay? And as you can see, as I talk about later. Now, competition being an inside investor, okay? Now, what is an inside investor? An inside investor is somebody like me that, learns a bunch of different skills. Like, for example, landing pages, copywriting, marketing, sales, negotiation. So I put the money into me, right? Instead of paying overinflated price that I talk about a little bit later, you get to see why, what I call the emotional stage. But I put the money into my brain, and I educate myself, and I learn a whole bunch of new tools and tactics that I can have for the rest of my life. And then what I do is I market to a pool of what's called motivated sellers, people that have gone through divorces, have a job loss, they bought 2 houses, they can't make the second mortgage, they're behind in their payments, whatever their story may be, what we call motivated sellers. And I target them, and I market them, and I try to create a win-win situation to allow them to make money or move on with the next chapter of life, whatever the story is, and allow me to create food on the table for my family. Okay. So now we're talking about competition. In auction, there's a lot of competition because you can see there's the lake. This is all the houses, and there's all these guys bidding on it. Okay, with dollars. Okay. Inside investor, the competition is normally very low. Okay, now you guys say, well, man, I'm a wholesaler, I know this, I know this. Everybody thinks, no, there's a lot of competition. But the truth of the fact is, it's not. Depends on what kind of advertisement you do. Now, can there be high competition? Absolutely. What do I mean? For example, if you're running an ad in a newspaper, right? It says we buy houses, and it's you and Jose and Bob and Sam and Jerry and Cooney, they're all up here, then yeah, dude, that motivated seller is going to call check, 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 you know? So there's going to be a lot of competition there. So I don't do those kind of advertisements. When I first started, I did, but I realized that that's increased competition. I don't want increased competition. So when, when I do, like, for example, VA cold calling, well, how many people like to cold call? Not that many, right? So there might just be 3 competition, or just 1 competition, or 2 competition. So do you want to have 2 competition versus what kind of marketing you do? Of course, if you do the newspaper, then it's going to be high, right? Because you're sitting next to 5 other Jose's and Bob's and Sally's trying to get that same stupid customer, right? I don't try to deal with that, right? I try to use creative imagination. I try to use what's like hard. Right off the bat, it's the hardest thing to do. Because that way, there's not that much competition, okay? Most people don't like to cold call, and most people don't have the imagination, the talent, the skills that took 20 years, 17 years, 15 years that I took to learn to outsource to India, Korea, or whatever. They don't have those skills, right? Or they're not going to invest in themselves like some of you guys or ladies that did and bought my VA exponential book, guys, that teaches you how to hire people for, $100 a month to work for you, okay? So, see, as you can see, competition is very, very low, okay? Now, if you're, again, doing newspaper and you're sitting next to 5 other Bobs, then this is going to change. But if you're using your imagination, which is the whole reason to be an insider, then your competition is going to be very low. Even though there might be a lot of wholesalers or investors or realtors or whatever business you're in, competition out there, that doesn't mean they're doing the same exact marketing you're doing, guys. So that was point number 1, guys, which is competition. And as you can see, more competition at the auction. All right, let's go to the next point. I think my stuff is falling. Let me get it like this. There we go. All right, so the next one is emotion. Now, this is very crucial, guys. All right? How do I know? Well, I've been to many different kind of auctions, guys. I've been to car auctions. I've been to, if you guys have been to like the bobtails, semis, auctions. I've been to motorcycle and ATV auctions. I've been to house auctions. I have friends and students that I've mentored in the past. They're in the car business, doing pretty great. So I have a variety of experience in auctions. And one thing I realized is that no matter what auctions you go to, if you talk to a seller directly, you're always going to get a better fucking deal than if you're somewhere where there's like tons of competition, tons of cash buyers that are competing, okay? And one of the reasons that happens is in an auction, the emotional is high. So if you are the investor, you're there and you're fucking you're there, you're trying to buy houses, and then all these people, this is the lake again, and these are the deals, all these people are trying to bid on it. Well, guess what? Your emotion, you're looking at Bob, and Bob's bidding more, and now you're getting into a fight with Bob, and now you guys are increasing the price, dude. And it could just be a psychological mindset situation, not even the fucking value of the property. Okay. Now, one other thing that I forgot to mention, now I'm gonna make it kind of like a nightmare or dirty, but I think the auction is like, a strip joint, guys. Now I hate strip joints. I never go to these places, but I'm an adult. I know where they are. Because the trustee, right, the guy that's selling the property, he's like a stripper. His only job is to strike as much money as possible from you, right? That's it, dude. It's not his. The other thing is, he has no emotional ties to the relationship, right? What do I mean? The trustee doesn't give a fuck. It's not his problem. It's not his credit. It's not his problems, right? So he's just trying to, extract as much money as possible. Where if you market to motivated sellers, you're talking to the main person, right? So that's why you get deep deals. That's why I get, I put $1 down to $3,000. 6-7 years later, I sell the house, make $100,000 plus or minus, guys. From the monthly cash flow to the equity cash out, and I just took over somebody's payment, aka I did one of the financing. Okay, so this auction is kind of like a strip club. You know, the trustee is like a stripper. He or she is not emotionally attached to your relationship, and they're just trying to make as much as money as possible. And then you're in psychological warfare with your ego, with Jose and you. So you and Jose are fucking increasing the price. So you're basically dancing with the fucking stripper that's sucking your fucking money, and then you're overbidding because you got the other guys who want to talk to the stripper too. So it's like, as you can see, dude, I'm not a fan of fucking auctions, but I'm going to give you the positive because some people do make money, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I want to make sure that it doesn't seem like what all these gurus talk about, right? Because it's so easy to teach you how to do auctions, and they make a lot of money out of it because it's so cookie cutter, right? Where if you have to do this side, it's not cookie cutter. You have to learn a lot of different skills. So it's not easy to teach sales. It's not easy to teach text message marketing. It's not easy to teach Facebook marketing. It's not easy to teach, landing pages. So as you can see, there's so many different people that you need to do this types of mentors, because there's people that just do landing pages, people that just do sales and closing. You feel what I'm saying? Where this is easy, they can say, okay, man, it's cookie cutter. You get a list, you do this, and can you make money? Yes, but do you make the best money? I'm going to let you determine that, okay, after I do my presentation. But you can make money at auction. I'm not dissing on it, but I'm just giving you the cons of the emotional aspect, because that trustee is not in any kind of emotional relationship with you. He's trying to fork you as all the money he possibly can, just like a stripper. And then you're also in an emotional, egotistic warfare with other bidders. And if you don't know how to control your fucking emotion, you guys are going to make that stripper, that trustee, a lot of money, more than the fair market value, okay? So now let's talk about insiders. Well, when I talk to a seller, and let's say I did cold calling, or let's say I did mail outs, all right, whatever, that there's not that much competition, well, I have time to go inside of the home of the seller. I have time to talk to them, look at the property, look at all the repairs, build the relations with the seller, figure out what all the problems are, ask them my seller questionnaire forms. I have so much information from their loan information, all kinds of stuff, right? All right. Then my emotions are not high because I'm relaxed. There's no stress on me. There's no bunch of weight on me, like, ugh. You know what I'm saying? There's no one else I have to compete with, okay? So is there still competition out here? Absolutely. I'm not saying there isn't, but it's not as much as here, and you're emotionally less strained here, which allows you to have clearer thinking, dude. All right? Where here, you're more emotional, all right? So now we talked about competition. We talked about the emotional aspect. Let me get some water, guys. If you have any questions, guys, just let me know. I'll be happy to answer them for you. All right, now let's talk about the discount. All right. People think that if you go to an auction, you're going to get the best deal. And that's not necessarily true. A lot of times, like 50%, 40%, I don't have any statistics, but when I go to all these types of auctions, and I've been a buyer at a lot of them, I realized that, I've done my due diligence, and people end up paying more for that motorcycle or for that real estate property because they're at the auction, because of the competition, of the emotional aspect. And it doesn't mean that you get here, there's a chance that you can buy the property 100% on the dollar. There's a chance you could buy it 105% on the dollar, 110% on the dollar, guy. Right? And I'm going to talk about where there's a situation where you could buy the second mortgage and not the first mortgage. We could end up owing a lot more, 130, 140% on the dollar. So, but I'm not going to get into this in this part, but because we're talking about discount. So, can you get a property at a discount at an auction? Yes, you sure can. All right, how much? It just depends on the day. It just depends on the property and how much people are at the auction bidding on that property. Okay, and then what are you buying? Are you buying it first? Is there any other liens associated with it? So I say that on an average, can you buy it on a discount? Yes. So this is good. You can buy a discount, but usually it's probably not as much of a discount as you think. All right. And if you do your due diligence, you'll realize that, because there's so many unknown factors. Like, whenever you buy the property, you haven't seen the property, and I'll go into it later. And what if the repairs are more than you anticipated it, okay? Or what if the fuck factor, like, hey, I bought it and I gotta do an eviction. And I'll talk about that a little bit later, okay? That's why I said that the discount is less, because, there's so many what if factors. Now, being an insider investor, somebody like me, yes, you can buy them at a deep discount, or you could buy them 100% on the dollar. Why do I say that? I bought properties 100% on the dollar, all right, in the crash, or I'll even buy it now if I can cash flow $500-600 a month after paying PITI. Absolutely, okay. Why? If I don't have to come up with any money, like for example, if I could buy a property 100% on the dollar, subject to, or AKA owner financing, and I only have to come up with $1,000 down, and I'm gonna make a monthly cash flow of $600 a month, right? And I have a non-recourse loan, and I'll explain to you that a little bit later. Fuck yeah, I will buy this shit, especially if it's in a non-war zone. It's in an appreciating area that I can see year after year is going up. It's in a nice school area, right? Of course, dude. I don't have a fucking problem with giving the guy $1,000 and boom, I make some. Of course, dude. Even $3,000 or even zero. Have them pay me, depends on the situation, but I'm just giving you worst case situation, guys, okay? I don't have a problem buying a property 100% on the dollar, absolutely not, okay? Now, I'm not telling you should do that, but if your exit strategy is like mine, that I'm a buy and hold guy, then the numbers may work for you. You gotta do the numbers because you don't do diligence. But can you buy it at a deep discount? Absolutely, dude. Why can you buy it at a deep discount? Because you're emotionally fit, there's not that much competition, and we'll go on and on. So the discount is good. Deep, man. You don't have that much competition. Now, some of you can say, well, man, in my area, there's a lot of wholesalers, blah, blah, blah. But you're not understanding the point of, again, when you're at the auction, everybody's right there. If you're doing a marketing on here and you're doing, let's say, newspapers, then yeah. But if you're doing, let's say, some creative idea that nobody else is fucking doing, a very small amount of people doing, the odds of that investor hitting your seller is slim or very low, dude. Okay? Now, if you're getting the foreclosure list and you're doing the same thing that everybody else says at the REI clubs, then yeah, dude, come on, dummy. Come on, do you understand what I'm saying, guys? Come on. Like, for example, if you're getting a list and you're sending out to everybody on the fucking list, well, very soon you'll run out of money, right? Because it's very expensive to do the mail outs, dude. You say you get 1,000 names. It's, let's say, 50 cents to send it out. Let's say, you got to pay for the printing. You got to pay for the stamps. You got to pay for the labor. The time to put it all there. Take it to the UPS. So you consider all that, dude. It's probably going to be more than $1. But I'm just saying $1. And it was 1,000. You would spend 1,000. You probably hit them multiple times. You can see you spend a lot of money. But what I do is I don't do what like they'll say. I use other systems to filter them out, and then I mail out to the list, okay? And if you guys want to know how I filter them out, go to my website. I have my mailing filtering system called PLMM, okay? So check it out. All right, so we talked about discounts, emotions, and capital, okay? Let's talk about repairs. All right? Oh shit. 1 second. All right, so repairs, when you go to the auction, all right, if the house is empty, then you'll know, dude, you'll know. And if you get access to it. But majority of times, I would say 65-75% of the times, okay, you have no fucking idea, dude. You're just guessing. Is this an A type of building? Is this a B type of building? Is this a C type of building? And then you're going with, like, if a C is going to be cost more in price. If it's A, well, it's just less in price, dude. I mean, now that could be totally wrong. You're just making an assumption, right? You go into an A and these motherfuckers tear it all up, and you need all kinds of shit that you couldn't see when you drew by it. Okay? So, but I'm just making an assumption, and an investor that does go to the auction is probably going to make an assumption. So the repairs are unknown, which can affect deal per deal. Some you'll get good deals, some you'll get okay deals that hit your target, and some will be way the fuck off, man. And you gotta hurt on that one. All right. Now, if you're an inside investor like myself, well, dude, you know everything about the fucking house. You know the seller's sad story. You know the seller's fucking loan information. You know all the repairs on the house. You know what's going to happen with the seller the next day move. You know everything about them, dude. That's why you build report. You use my seller phone script to gather all the information. If you don't have it, get it, guys. It's very crucial. It helps you give you cash offers. It helps you give owner financing. So crucial that I use it. My team uses it. Everybody uses it. But when it comes to repairs, you know everything. You know if the house needs 0 or if the house needs 100K in repairs. You know everything. So there's not a guesswork. Now, when I say there's not a guesswork, well, can your construction go up and down? Yes, but you know what I mean. Okay, I'm not talking about that. But here, you don't fucking know. And you got your construction to go up and down, okay? All right, so let's go to some other ideas. All right, the next one I want to talk about is the liability part. Okay? Because that's pretty important. Like when you buy from the auction, it doesn't matter if it's the foreclosure auction, it doesn't matter if it's a tag sale auction, whatever. The liabilities of an auction is extremely high, dude. Right? Extremely high. Because some of them have redemption time, which means like you buy it, you have a certain amount that the seller can go back with you, so you can't fix it up if you do your fuck. There's so many different things. So it's high, dude. You could buy the second lien instead of the first. You can buy it, you thought you buy the first, right? But it has an easement on it. Or it has an IRS lien on it. Or it has a mechanical lien on it, right? And some of this stuff is easy if you did your diligence, but some of them are going to be harder and you might not have picked it up, right? Or you didn't have enough time, or you didn't know what to do with. So if you're fucking new, man, I'm not giving anybody advice. I'm not a CPA, I'm not an accountant, I'm not a lawyer. I'm just a refugee, I'm just schmuck. So don't listen to this, it's just my opinions, right? But man, I don't know, man. So they sell you this shit, but you can see, dude, there's so many variables. Now, let's say you want to be an inside investor. Well, the liabilities is, in any business, there's liability, but versus this is a lot lower because there's something called title policy. So you can buy title policy and that protects you, dude, right? And, the other thing is that you have so much time to do your due diligence. Okay, so the time factor is hard. Where in the auctions, you get the list and you have so many days and you're looking at so many properties, you got to drive it, you got to pull it up, so the time factor is a lot less. So time here is less to do all your due diligence for the liability. And there is no redemption here, you know what I mean? Sure, they could sue you and say, hey, I want my house back. I mean, does that ever happen? That's why you have title policy if you decide to purchase it. But usually when I buy houses subject to, for myself, I don't buy title policy. It's just a waste of time. I sold all my properties without buying title policy. The next company bought it. But I'm not telling you should do it because it's higher risk. But, I like risk. And I did my due diligence and I thought the risk was good, so I went that way. Okay? But I'm not telling you you should do it. So, the liability part of it, guys. Now, let's go to the next one. All right, the next one is the moolah, guys, the money. Because without the money, you ain't gonna get the honeys, guys. So you got to get the money if you want to get the houses too, man. Okay. So, all right. But here's the thing: if you want to go to the fucking auction, you're gonna need the fucking money. You're gonna need it, dude. All right, there's no buts ifs about it, man. I mean, you just need that money, and it can't be like hard money lender or something like that. You need to have the cash. Okay, that's it. There's no other way to do it, dude. That's it, right? All right. Now I'm sure you get some partners pulled together, but basically everybody needs to have the fucking cash. I'm just simplifying it, okay? Now, with the inside investor, you can do if you have cash. It's an option, right? So with an inside investor, the point I'm trying to make is you have a lot of options, okay? You can do it with no cash, no credit, okay? You can do it with sweat equity, ownership. Okay? You can deal with the seller. Basically that's where this is, but the seller finances you. Now, this can be the seller can own it free and clear, or they can have a loan on it, mortgage. It does not matter because you can take over these sellers that have mortgages. You could take them over. A technique called subject to, RAP. All right, which is where my black belt is. Okay, and this is what I do. Okay, now I know about all the types of investing out there. REI's HUD. I can go on. Okay, I studied it all intensely. I spent months and months and months, thousands of my money, and what I realize is this is the best bet for me to maximize my money. Okay. And because where else can you go and buy a property for $1? Where else can you go to put a property on a contract for $1? Where the fuck can you go and pay 0% interest, right? Where can you go and get a non-recourse loan? Okay, now I keep saying non-recourse loan, non-recourse loan. What does that mean? All right, let's say you find a deal, you go to a hard money lender, you find a deal, you go to a bank, or you want to buy your own personal house, you go to the bank, you want to buy a car, whatever, you get a loan. Very the first thing, if you're buying a property, a real estate, they want you to do is sign a promissory note, which basically says that if you default, they're going to come after you and come after your credit. End of story, right? There's no way dealing with that. The second thing they want you to do is pledge the property as collateral in case you default so they can foreclose on it. And you do it through an instrument called DOT, Deed of Trust. End the story, okay? There's no ifs, buts about it. That's what the fuck it is. You want to get a loan bank from Wells Fargo, Bank of America, any of these normal institutions, that's it is. You don't want it, hit the highway, Jack, and that's it, right? With being an inside investor, you don't have to deal with those fuckers, okay? You create win-win situation for the seller and for you, and avoid those fucking gangsters out there that print fake money and want to enslave us all, okay? So if you want to do cash auction, you gotta have the money. Inside investor, you don't. You can do owner financing. You can do subject twos if they have a mortgage or wraps. Okay, you can do sweat equity. What do I mean by sweat equity? Okay. Now, guys, I have like a video on my blog, my real estate dojo. Get on the blog. It talks about 9 ways to fund your real estate deals, and I go into it in depth. But just a quick one, like sweat equity ownership. What does that mean? So let's say you're really good at finding deals. Let's say you're really good at marketing, or you're really good at negotiating owner financing, right? So you don't have the fucking cash. Hit up Mike, dude. I will help you out. I will allow you to have a partnership in the property. Now, I'm not telling you I'm giving you 50-50, right? But I'll give you something, right? So you can have ownership in the property, have equity grow. You get monthly cash flow according to how much you put in, right? So there's other investors out there that are willing to do the same thing. If you go to the fucking auction investor and say, look, dude, you don't have to spend all your money and get the properties at 95 cents or 98 cents or 105% on the dollar. Why don't I help you get properties at 50 cents on the dollar? You got cash. They'll probably say that. Or you can say, hey, you're looking for owner financing, you can just put 2 or 3 grand down or 5 grand down instead of saving all your cash. I already negotiated a non-recourse loan. You're not going to be indebted to it. For 5 grand, you get this property. You give me the 3, give the seller 2. Boom. See, you just did a subject to wholesaling. Or you can use sweat equity and partner up with that cash investor, right? Say, look, dude, I want to constantly bring you the fucking deals. You're going to save a lot of money from the auction, right? There's so many more benefits, like I just explained to you. Explain some of this stuff to them, right? And partner up with it, right? If you're a property management, you know how to manage property, you know how to do the listing, you know how to screen the customers, you know the construction workers, you know all the rehabbers to fix the property. Then what you could do is partner up with a cash investor and say, look, dude, I want fucking, hey, now guys, if you ain't doing shit besides put your sweat equity, and I really appreciate that, but you gotta be realistic. For something like that, you might only get 5% of ownership or 10%, right? But you're not gonna get fucking 50-50. I mean, who gives a fuck? It's just sweat, right? Nobody can give you cash as the king. You gotta turn your sweat into cash. But here's the great thing, guys. Like, for example, if you bring me a deal and it's a subject to deal, if you don't want to, partner with me, I'm not going to pay you an assignment fee. We're just going to do it. Let's say I give you 5% or 10%, okay, to make the numbers easier, right? And the property, cash flows $600 a month. Well, 10% of that is $60 for you every month. Okay? And let's say, and you that's $60 times 12 times 6, what is that? 12, 6, 7. That's $700 a year. And let's say it took us 6 years to sell this property, and after we sold it all, we made 70 grand. Just to make the numbers easier, let's just say 100K. Because that's what I usually average out by holding the property 6 to 7 years. So 100K we made in equity, and you get 10% of that. So you get 10K equity cash out. All right? You got that $700 and $20 a year times 7. Okay? That's 0, 14, I don't remember, 49, 50. So you made like about $5,000 passive income. Okay? Now fucking just getting that fucking deal one time, dude, right? You get the $10,000 in the bank. At the same time, you got a bunch of experience into the business, which is golden. At the same time, now you get tax benefits and all kinds of other good stuff, right? So this is how, instead of just finding a deal and hosting it for $3 grand and say, hallelujah, let me go to a party, let me buy me some fucking stuff, let me buy me some bullshit to look like I'm rich. Fuck that, dude. You put that shit into the seed to grow to more, to get passive income. So somebody says, oh man, 10 is not that much. No, motherfucker, because you're greedy. 10 is a lot, because that's one. If you had 10 of these. Now, how much did you put into that shit? Not money. You didn't put anything. You just put sweat equity in. Now you had 10 of these, right? And when they all sell, let's assume they all sell. You got 10,000 from each one. You got 10. You just made how much? 100K equity cash out. You're making like 5,000. You got 10 of those, right? That's another 50,000. How much money did you invest in? Nothing, right? Now, yes, with ownership, 10% ownership, for example, there is liability and responsibility, right? But guess what? Your liability and responsibility, your liabilities will just be like 10%, because if the AC goes off and it was $1,000, guess what? You're not gonna have to pay the 100%. Since you own 10%, you would only pay 10% of repairs, so you would just pay $100. See, this is why so much creativity and imagination being inside it allows you to own properties with no fucking money, no credit, no nothing. If you got some money, you can do owner financing, you can do subject twos. Okay? So there's so many different ways to do it, guys, with this. I don't have the time to get into this. It's just going to get so long and so long, okay? All right, let's go to the next points, guys. Again, if you have any questions, just leave it below. I'd be happy to answer for you. Doesn't matter if this is on YouTube, Facebook, whatever it is. I'd be happy to answer those questions for you. All right, guys. Before I go to my other points, I want to do some gym cleaning, okay? If you guys want to make $750, there's no credit card fees, there's no fees, nothing like that. I want to give you $750. My VA Exponential, we sold $12,970 something, like almost $13,000 in 19 days. It's a hot book. It's for any business owners, anyone. Piece of construction, So if you sell the book, it's $1,500, even split, 50-50. That's it. There's no fees. There's no MLM. I'm not an MLM guy. I just want to help you guys. And if you help yourself, I'm going to help you out. $750. That's it. That's for you. For every fucking deal. Okay, or it's a split. You want more information? Contact me. Facebook, YouTube. We'll get you some of that information out there. Okay. The other thing I want to talk to you about is if you guys haven't done a deal, right? You went to seminars or you read some books and you have a fucking deal. You need to get my first deal kit, guys. My only mission is to help you from A to getting your, that's it. Now, I will give you tons of information, right? But my very first job is to get you a fucking check. That's the only purpose of this kit, guys, is to get you your first fucking check. Now, it's going to be as much coaching as possible without me being there coaching through my videos. But I'm going to choose you right there to get your check. Because my only goal is to get your first check and to have you show it to me and send a picture of it so it impacts me so I can have a positive feed loop back to me so I can vibrate more positively and reach my own personal goals, guys. So that's why I'm doing this. I want to get you your first check. And the course is worth $325 retail. I have a limited amount, 50, and we've already been selling out like crazy at 97, guys. We had it at 47, but we already sold out to 97, guys. And I'm going to have a 50, but we already sold some. So get it. Once it runs out, it's going to be $325. And please don't be like these people that call me up and said after the deal's over, oh, come on, man. I didn't go through your shopping cart. We're not hearing those bullshit stories, man. Okay, it's just not fair for everybody else. Okay, so if you fucking saw an opportunity, you didn't attack it, more than likely if you talk to a seller and they're gonna give you the house at a deep discount, you're not gonna attack it, dude. That's just what it is, right? You don't have the ability to make a decision, but don't worry, you have more practices in life. It's not over, champ. Keep your chin up, okay? But just know that that's where you're dropping the ball, all right? Because you can't jump on a deal, all right? All right, so that's two. And the very last thing, guys, is Facebook, guys. Facebook. Guys, so many of us are on Facebook and not making money, zero. Alright? Zero money. Or we'll make money here, a little here, no money, money here, no money, money. Okay? And that's not the way to do it. Now, how did I become a Facebook guru? I was forced into it. I spent a lot of time and energy paying fucking social media marketers for my 3 companies that I own for 14, 15 years, $400 to $600 a month, month after month, year after year. All they got me was likes and maybe 1 or 2 conversion a year if I was fucking lucky. So I had to roll up my sleeve. I'm a marketing expert. I've been doing online marketing since 1999, 2000. They never really bragged about it. I didn't think it was that badass, so I realized how badass that shit was because I was right at the edge of technology back in dial-up, guys. So my Facebook marketing is, I have a book right now. It's $200, and it's exactly what I use to make almost, $13,000 in 19 days on a book. Okay, called my VA Exponential, which I sold like $5,000 of it without even having the book. I didn't even have the book, it wasn't finished, but I pre-ordered, people bought it, paid their deposits, and I delivered above expectation according to the reviews that I see. Some people might not be happy, but I haven't seen those reviews yet, guys. Thank God, because I put my heart into it, dude. It's 7 hours, I even cried about it. I almost didn't do it because I wanted to be perfect for you guys. But I'm sure I failed in some areas because I'm not perfect and I start where I stand. And I'll admit it, I'm not perfect, but I'm willing next time to make it fucking better, dude. But the confidence there is going to make you the fucking money, right? Without a doubt, all right? So this Facebook right now is $200, but I want to have you guys to have success so you can see that my systems work and you can make some money so you can invest back into yourself, guys. So I'm letting you have my Facebook marketing guide for $19, dude. It's $200. I sold a lot at 200 bucks. I'm sorry for anybody that bought it for 200 bucks. Now they're shooting it for 19 bucks because I want it to work. But let me put a disclaimer out there. If you take this Facebook and you don't take action, it will not work, dude. It will not work. And it's going to take about 1 to 6 months for it to really, really work. Now, in the first few weeks or first month, you will get results from people. But it's going to take 1 to 6 months, dude, for you to read the true power of it. Now, let me confess to you guys. I've used this for like two and a half, 3 years. And for the past 6, 7 months, I haven't used it. But this shit's still working for me. So that's the very powerful thing about this. So once you put the energy into it and you build that, okay, has a great shelf life. Significant shelf life, okay? And so you don't want likes. You don't want people to like your page. You don't want the fucking, unless you want to pay thousands of dollars on Facebook marketing. But what I talk about here is free marketing, okay? Where you don't have to spend any fucking money, all right? I use basically the basic psychological understanding of human beings, and I built that relationship and bond with them, and I show you how to do it in this book for just 19 stinky dollars. I'm basically giving it to you, and I want you to use it, take fucking action. That's why I'm giving you this disclaimer. Don't fucking buy it if you just want to read this shit, because it's not going to do me any good. I'm losing money. I want you to fucking take action, invest in yourself, and show me a paycheck, show me some successes. Reach out to me and say this. Now, what I did is I took the most complex ideas in social media marketing and took the 20% of it, okay? That will give you 80% results. And I simplified it so much that a VA in India or Pakistan can use, guys. But it's so powerful. Now, I had some people that bought it and I simplified it so much that they said, oh, this shit doesn't work. And because they thought it was so simple and they could have thought about it. Yeah, dude, yeah. It's so simple, you thought you could have thought about it, but you didn't think about it, right? But once you have it, you're like, oh, it's so simple. But that's because I took tons of information, tons of practices, tons of my own money, tons of failures, and I simplified some guy in India or Pakistan can fucking do it for you so you can make fucking money doing something else. Because you don't want to spend that 15, 30 minutes every day because some guy in India can do it for you for $100 a month, working 40 hours. But if you don't have that, then you can do it yourself. It's only going to take 15, 30 minutes, 5 days a week. If you do a 7, you're going to even get much better results. But it will take 1 to 6 months to get results, but you will get results if you apply it. There's no salesy kind of shit, no pushy kind of shit. There's, any of that. What I teach is the basic foundation, which is love and care. And you use that and watch your business grow. It's a slow process. It's what I call seed to harvest. Seed to harvest process. It's not you fucking put in money and instantly get money like the lottery. It's nothing like that. It's not a paid advertisement. You put it in Facebook and you get approved and you go live in a matter of an hour or two. It's not like that, dude. It's what I call seed to harvest. But once it harvests, you got that fucking tree working for you year after year, dude. And the proof is I haven't used it for a couple of months since I've been homeless. And I've been homeless for 6 months and I've been living here for almost like, I moved to Colorado, all that stuff. So it's almost been like 6, 8, 9 months. I haven't used it. And it's still, how do I know it works, guys? I sold $12,970 something dollars in 19 days in one book. That was book number 2. I sold book number 1. We sold so many very fast, guys. I lost the count of it, okay? So this shit works. Invest in yourself. Apply it. Better yet, hire a VA. If you don't know how to hire a VA for them to work for $100 to $150 for you, get my VA Exponential, $1,500. It's going to pay for itself if you take action with it, guys. So now let's go back to the story of auction investor versus an inside investor, guys. So auction investor versus inside investor. Now, I like this one. Why do I like this one better? Okay? Because I can get a non-recourse loan. Again, this means that the debt is not associated to me. If somebody pulls my social security number, if somebody pulls my corporation EIN number, the debt is not associated with my company or with me. Very powerful. I can use my money Or I don't have to use my money. We already talked about that, okay? It's not credit based, all right? So if you got poor credit, you can still do it. If you have good credit but the banks don't lend to you, you can still do it. It doesn't matter. You don't have to be at the mercy of the fucking stinky banker, all right? Or lack of cash. Which is the next point. You don't have to be stuck because of your lacks. Right? This part, you're able to educate, imagination, creativity, hard work, and it boosts your opportunity, dude. Where here, it's just like, you know, you gotta go to high school and you gotta go to college and then you can get a good job. You know, the traditional way, right? I mean, it doesn't take a genius to go stand at a fucking auction, dude. It doesn't, dude. Don't kid yourself, right? It doesn't. Anybody can fucking do it, right? Now, it takes a while to come up with the money to go up there and buy it, but you can spend it like a fool in nanoseconds and you're fucked, right? But here you have so much time, okay? Now, I'm not dissing on the auction. I don't think, in my opinion, that the auction is good for beginners. I think anybody that tells you that, you should run the fuck away, because if you make a mistake here, you're gonna get cut open. Here it's like boxing, you know, and you guys boxing, but you got gloves on and you got headgear and you got, you know, pads, and so you may get knocked, right? You may make a mistake, but you're not gonna get cut. Right? But here you're boxing and you burn knuckles, you don't got no fucking pads, okay? So I don't think it's for fucking beginners or even mid people, dude. I just don't think so. Who do I think auction is really good for? Well, I think it's really good for like hedge funds, big companies that are trying to buy, you know, anywhere from like 30, you know, 100 houses a month, right? All over the nation or whatever, right? Yeah, those are good for auction. You know, if you're in a car business, who's an auction for? Well, if you're moving 300 cars a month, right, it's going to be hard for you to find that many motivated sellers in the market, so you need that auction. Because then you're probably doing, you know, creative financing or owner financing to people that have bad credit, and you're charging them so much and you're getting large down payments, so you're doing all this crazy stuff to make up for it, right? But if you're not moving 300 units of cars or properties or whatever, then the auction may not be the thing for you. You could get better deals, better leverages, better 0% interest, is lower risk, non-recourse loan as being an insider, guys. So an auction is really good, I think, for companies that are big and they have their shit already and they have massive amount of money and they just need to buy properties, okay? They just need to constantly buy it. But if you're just a one-man show investor, or you may just do like 2 or 3 deals a year, or if you're doing, let's say, 12 deals a year, 20 deals a year, you may get deals here, but I think there's more here, okay? And the money that you save, some people say, well, Mike, with this one, you have to put a lot of money for advertisement. Yes, you're right. This one, what you do need is a lot of skills, and you got to spend money in advertisement, dude. But here's the thing. There's 2 types of advertisements out there, guys. All right? See, that's what most people say. You need a lot of money for advertisement. That's because, again, they don't know the alchemy formula. They don't understand that marketing is not all about money. Marketing, there's 2 types. There's free and there's paid. Right? And what I like to do is I like to do a lot of free and then put VAs in each one. And if this one's giving me 3, this one's giving me 5, this one's giving me 1, this one's giving me 3, you know, leaves a month, I'm looking worst case scenario. When you add that shit up, it'll be like one big paid one. Like when they added a newspaper or spending thousands on mailouts. So, see what I'm saying, guys? And each VA is costing me $100 to $150 a month. To run an ad in a newspaper is costing me $250, $350 plus a week, depends on how big your ad is, guys, and, you know, charging you per word. All right. So auctions are great. Can you get deals? Yes. Does everybody go there? Is that the coolest way? Yeah. Is that what all the REI clubs talk about? Yeah. Why? Because it's the easiest thing to sell you in a cookie cutter situation. Guys, get the list. Drive the list. Yeah, if you're gonna do this way, please drive the list. You gotta drive the list, dude. If you ain't driving the list, you don't even know the fucking area, then you're fucked, dude. You're new, you're fucked, dude. Alright? You gotta do the searches. You gotta do the searches before, dude. Without a doubt, you gotta do the searches before you go to the auction, dude. You know? And as you can see, it's very easy 1-2 step. Where in being an inside marketer, I can tell you need negotiation, but we have to go and explain negotiation in multiple days, in multiple weeks. It's going to take you a while, all right? You got to learn how to bat at negotiation. Then we got to talk about sales and closing, right? Then we got to talk about marketing. Then we got to talk about new age marketing, like text messages, like, you know, Facebook retargeting and all that stuff. And each one of those you have to go in there and learn. Yes, it will take time. Yes, it will require some money, right? But the amount that you could save buying the property at a deep discount on one deal will pay for it, okay? Or the ability to get in the property with just $1,000. Just taking over somebody's payments and give them $1,000, give them a free move for a couple $100, and you know, like what I've done in the crash of 2007, fourth quarter, everybody was running this way. The builders were running this way. The realtors were running this way. I mean, everybody, dude. I was running into the fucking fire, dude. And guess what? It was a marathon of subject twos. There was so much motivated sellers out there. I would go put bandit signs. I would do the mail outs. I would have cold callings. I would have all these things going on. And there'd be so much lazy people would just give me money. Here's $5,000 to buy my property. Me to take over their payments, dude. They're giving me money. So there's all kinds of situations out there, right? And some of these properties I just bought for $1. Some of them I just paid the seller nothing. I just made the back payments of like $2 or $3 grand. Some were $1,000, some were $3,000. I hold on to the properties. Some of them I cash flowed $600, $700, $400, owned them for 7 years. You do the math. Then cashed out $60,000, $70,000. And then I was motivated when I cashed it out. I left like $100,000 on like properties like crazy because I didn't want to deal with this shit anymore. I was myself a motivated seller now, guys. At the top of the market. So I bought it at the fucking crash of the market. I had some family problems with my brother that backstabbed me. So I became motivated. I didn't want to deal with this shit no more. I sold my properties $100,000 below market and boom, boom, boom. I got offers like this. And the proof is, if you don't believe me, go look at Google one. 3054 Rambling Drive, Dallas, Texas, 75228. Okay? You can see that the investor that bought it from me, I left $100K on there. He did a little rehab. He sold it, made $110, dude. I was motivated, but I still made $100. That's what I'm trying to tell you. And that investor, let's talk about this deal, right? And you guys can go look at it, okay? And you can see, and I like the way he has it on the MLS with this realtor, all right? You can see the difference of being a buy and hold guy versus a fix and flipper. When you look at the pictures, what I like what he's done is he has kept the pictures of the landlord, investor, which is me, versus the fix and flipper. But I was an insider. He was traditional. Okay? So what I did is I marketed to a motivated seller. On this deal, I think the seller was behind 2 or 3 months or something. It was like roughly about $3,000 I had to make. The house was in perfect condition, but I did change the floors because I had a pallet of fucking floors that I bought at pennies on a dollar, and I put it in all my rental houses because it was a great rental. I didn't have to replace it if my renters went out. So I did that for all my rentals. I kept them all the same paint, same fucking vinyl floor that looked like wood. So that's the only thing I did. I put like a couple of fans in there to look nice. But that was it. A couple of $1,000. That property cashed out hundreds a month for me. I don't remember exactly, 300, 400, 500 a month for me. I owned it for many, many years. And I got the positive cash flow. I got the tax deductions. I got the depreciation. I got the interest write-off. All that stuff. I got the renters paying off my fucking debt. And when I cashed out, I don't remember right now, but I think it was like $67,000 or $76,000. I don't remember. That I got equity cash out. One fucking big check, dude. I put like $3K. Let's round up. Let's say $4K. And I walked out like 76, I don't remember, it's been a while, but one of these. But that's not the good news, dude. Let's say $400 a month, I don't remember, but it's probably more, I'm downgrading it. Times 12, dude, right? If it was times 10, it'd be 4,000. It's more than 4,000, but let's just say 4,000, just to make it simple. And let's say you owned it for fucking 7 years. Then whatever this number is, you add that with this, you can see this surplus is 100K, dude. All right? And here's the thing, guys. At that time, I was just like a single guy, no kid. I would have a tremendous tax bracket. This is like, I had 3 businesses that make me shitload of money, but I got to save a lot of tax money. Hardly ever pay any taxes because of my rental properties that I didn't even pay into, renters pay into, guys. Now, I'm not a CPA or anything. Talk to your CPA, but that was the situation, guys, okay? So, now, I bought the house for nothing, made 100. I sold to this guy because I was motivated, and I left like 100, 110. He probably put 10, 15 into the property. I'm not sure, but it could have been much more, right? And he went and sold it for 310. So he made 110. And if you look at the pictures, you can see it's 30, 54, Ram, or William Drive, and this is Dallas, Texas, 7522. And you can pull it up into Google and you can see the pictures of the landlord investor versus the flip. What he had to do, he probably got a loan because, you know, from my HUD. I'm assuming, I didn't see his HUD 100%, but I'm assuming he got a loan. He had to put he had to put his social up or his company IN number. He had to probably sign a personally note. He had to pay fucking high interest. He had to put that money into the repair. He had to pay all the holding fees. And end of the day, out of the 110, he had to pay the realtors. Because when I sold it to him, I made him pay the realtors. I made him pay the title policy. I didn't pay for shit, dude, because why? I'm an insider. I let him pay for fucking everything. I give him enough meat on the table. I said, you buy the house as is. I'm not going to pay a fucking dollar. You pay all the fucking fees besides your realtor. That's it. And my realtor, I didn't even pay him the 3%. All I had to pay is just one side 3%. He paid my closing, all my closing. He paid all my title policy. He bought the house as is. Nothing. Right? Because I'm an insider. He's an auction investor per se. He's the outsider, right? So he had to go to a bank, South Lake, get the money, pay all the holding fees, pay the contractors, pay the realtors, pay all my fucking closing. And end of the day, out of the 100, an average fix and flipper, the profit margin is anywhere from 12 to, at a good day, maybe 24%, dude. But normally it's like an average business in America is profit margin somewhere around there after you pay all your expenses. Okay? So at 100, he probably netted 25. Right? And out of that 25, out of the 100, he has to pay the realtor, because now it's $310, man. He has to pay 6% realtor cost, 3% title policy for the other buyer, right? The rehab cost, the holding cost, the insurance cost. Insurance for rehab is very expensive. It's not like fire insurance like landlord. And, you know, they were very hurried to rush me out because they'd have all these fees. And, man, I'm like, dude, we still got time. You know, we don't close. I'm not going to get up and do all, you know, sure, you're paying for this stuff, but I'm giving you a fucking 100K on the table. And I was motivated. Why am I giving you this story? I was motivated, and I still made 100K. I could have made 200 from each property. I sold my property in Grand Prairie the same way. I got millions of people. Every time I sell a property, I always put it way below market and let people bid it up. I use the auction effect without the auction. I put it on MLS way below, and I let people bid. And I allowed them to kiss my ass. Because it's so lower that there's so much competition, dude. And I did tell them, hey, you pay for the fucking closing, you pay for HOA, fuck you. And I told many people, they'll go fuck themselves, dude. The realtors, they're just jerks, fuck you. I'm not going to give you, I'm this guy, I'm not going to accept it. Right? Now, I'm not trying to say I was discriminating or anything like that, but hey, you have more power when you price your house low and allow people to compete for you than if you price your house high. But that's a different story. But the difference is, me being an inside investor, I allow an outside investor to go get a loan, buy the property. I give him 100K. He paid my closing. He kissed my fucking ass. I made 100K plus. I paid less taxes than him. He probably made 25, 30K best bet. right? He took all the fucking risks on his neck. I didn't. I never paid anything. He had to buy title policy. I didn't. He had to be the banker's bitch. Buy title policy. Buy fucking survey. Do fucking this. I didn't go to no fucking banker. I talked to a seller. Hey, buddy. And who did I buy this property from? Good people, dude. That just happened to fall down. Dude, hard times, dude. That had an extra baby. You know, that dog. Good people, man. One was a firefighter, right? And the wife, I think, was a teacher. I don't remember right now. It's been a while. Good people, dude. I helped them. I allowed them not to the house to go to foreclosure. I saved their fucking credit. Now they're allowed to buy another fucking house, dude. See, I created win-win situations. Anytime I probably see them on the street, they're gonna fucking hug me and give me kisses. You know what I mean? Now, you can't get that with the auction situation, right? And that's why I do this for you guys. I want to change your fucking life. Before I started, all I was doing was holding my hands up and saying, Creator, let me change somebody's life tonight. Let me impact somebody. That's it, dude. Right? The money will come later. And I didn't get paid immediately when I did this creative, insider investing. I got paid 6-7 years later, and I got paid a lot of money for it. But it was a delay. It's called seed to harvest. Seed to harvest. But it pays really fucking good. And the majority of the money was passive and low income tax shelter. All right? And I become the alchemist where I turn nothing into something instead of have to go beg the fucking bank or have big pockets or have good connections or whatever, guys. All right, guys. So to summarize it up, we talked about today that you can get good deals at auctions, but you can definitely get good deals as being an inside investor, being a creative investor, using imagination, using your heart, using your hard work. And no, you don't need any money in America. Anybody that tells you that, dude, they're just slaves. They just bought the fucking hype. They bought the fucking programming on TV, their school, their college professors that was in debt, their high school teachers that was in fucking debt, their parents are fucking in debt. They bought the hype, dude. They're fucking tied to a chair. They're tied to a fucking chair, and they don't know they're stronger than this fucking chair. They don't know that, dude. The bankers fooled them, the media fooled them, everybody's fooled them, right? And I'm here to tell you, that's what my purpose is in America, dog. This is my purpose, why we came to America, is to change your life, to let you know America's so great, dude. You don't need no stinky fucking banker. Don't sign up your fucking name to debt and get into chains and allow other people to tell you about leveraging. You can make money with no fucking money. I can't spell, I can't speak. We just made $13K, dude. I don't have a PhD, dude. I know people that have PhDs, master's degree, that write way better than me, that have books better than me. They ain't sold shit. They wrote this shit, they ain't sold shit besides their friends and family. You know your friends and family about my shit? Just one. That's it. And before all my life, 19, 20 years of entrepreneurship, anything helped me out? 0. It's okay, dude. Because the grass is so green, and you're in America, dude. Don't fucking take no answer. Don't allow people to tell you you can't do some shit because they can't do some shit. If you want to do some shit, turn off that fucking TV. Turn off that fucking cable. Those are just bills that are here to program you, telling you can't do some shit. How ugly you are, right? It doesn't matter if you have cool clothes. Look at my fucking clothes, dude. Like, I got 3 shirts, 3 pants. Dude, I got I don't got the cool clothes. But I'm making money. I just made this much money. And guess what? When I make this much money, you know how much money I spend on anything? I didn't spend any of it, dude. I don't need stuff. You know why I'm telling you this? You know why I feel good? Because it proves to me my alchemy formula works. This is my second time going homeless to pursue my shit. I didn't have no support, didn't have no job. I moved to Colorado. I don't know anybody around here, never been here. And I, boom, made some money. And I've done it multiple times. That's what I love about it, dude. All right? So I'm here to change your life. I want to make an impact in your life. And I'm not here to fucking kiss your ass and give you some sugar-coated bullshit. Right? You can make money as being an auction investor, but if you want to take the least amount of risk, to use the least amount of money, then you might want to investigate being an inside investor, guys. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to, if you want to be a distributor, $750 any book you sell, my VA program. My first deal kit, if you haven't done a deal, guys, is $97. It's not going to let you down if you take action. And then my Facebook, guys, I show you exactly how to do Facebook marketing without being a pushy sales guy, without spamming people about me, and actually caring and giving, just like most of the holy books say, guys. And watch your business exponentially grow in over 1 to 6 months. Go out there and hustle and bustle. Don't take no for an answer. See you again.